Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Aisha and today I'm going to be talking about TCS Smart and Ignite interview experience. So I'm going to take you along through my entire journey, the questions the interviewer asked me, as well as where do you study from. If you have your aptitude test coming up and if you haven't watched that video above, click the link because that's where I explain everything. And if you have your interview, then stop and watch this entire video because I'm going to talk about each and everything. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first things first. Your interview will be scheduled and you will get a mail regarding that. My interview was scheduled for around 1:30. I also had my best friend with me, so it was good. So if you have someone obviously and you guys have the same interview center, then go together, I would suggest. The batch before us came out. We stood there and we spoke to other people, other candidates who were coming out. They told us that the interview was very simple, stuff related to your resume and your project. So that is all you have to do. Study everything related to your resume and your project. Don't lie on your resume. That is the worst thing you can do, because every single thing they will ask you is from your resume. You are a fresher, you have no experience whatsoever. You are coming here as a fresher and all they see is your CV, your resume, your skill set, the projects that you have mentioned. Another question that a lot of people had in my batch was they submitted another CV. Now can they edit and take something else? Yes, that is obviously allowed, so you don't have to worry about that either. Next thing is, what do you carry? Okay, so you can carry a bag with all your documents that they have mentioned in the mail. So basically they'll ask you to get your Aadhaar card, your 10th, 12th mark sheet and all your semester mark sheets, like from 1st to 6th semester, 1 to 5th semester, whatever. And carry your mobile phones, but you'll have to keep it in your bag. So make sure you reach like 15 to 10 minutes prior to your interview time. Okay, once you are in, they'll check your government ID, the gate, and they'll let you in. Parents are not allowed inside, so if you take your parents, make sure they are comfortable and they are seated in a well place. Okay, so they'll give you a visitor's pass and only using that pass you can enter the interview area. After that, they'll tell you the floor number, the watchman and the security guard will tell you everything where you have to go. Whichever floor you have to go over there and enter the interview area. There you'll see a lot of panel rooms. Okay, so it's basically there are almost 17 rooms. If you are from Mumbai, then you will be mostly called to where I had gone to, and they had almost 17 rooms. So at a time almost 17 interviews are going on. They also provide you snacks and you can drink coffee and tea from the interview area. There's like a machine over there. There's also water available, so it's okay if you don't carry anything. Okay, after they've given you your lunch box and you have had your tea and everybody has come in, they'll start calling you by the registration desk for document verification. So whatever they had asked you to carry in your mail, you'll have to go and show it to them. Once everything is confirmed, your Aadhaar, your 10th, your 12th, all your semester mark sheets, only then you'll be allowed to give the interview. So they just check and confirm everything, because already you have submitted everything and they just want a hard copy of everything. So you just have to hand it to them, they do entire thing and they give it back to you. So you can take original and as well as copies, both, to be on the safer side. So the document verification is happening, and after the document verification they give you a panel room number. Okay, suppose they'll say my room number was panel 17, so they'll say you have to go to panel 17. Once everybody is done with their registration, like document verification, then they'll start calling out interviewees for each room. So suppose for example they'll say in room 17 there is Alice, there's Isha, there is Aisha, and so on. Okay, so they will list out the names of the people who are supposed to go in. After that, what you have to do is stay and sit and make sure you carry your resume. Always carry your resume in your hand and wait for your turn. Once you go in, there will be three panelists sitting inside for 3 rounds: HR, MR and TR. Managerial round, technical round and HR round. The panelists are, for me at least, all the 3 panelists were very sweet. Just make sure you have basic theory and knowledge about each and everything that you have mentioned in your resume. I've prepared a list of questions for you guys that they asked me, so I've prepared a PPT. I will be sharing this PPT in the description as well. so you guys can check it out. I've also prepared a sample answer below it. You don't have to answer in that way, but if you want, you can practice or see from that questions. Okay, so once your interview starts, the first thing, it starts with the technical round. So I've prepared a PPT and I'm going to be talking based on it. Technical round is basically for them to check your coding skills you have listed in your resume will be asked. So the very first question was introduce yourself. You have to introduce yourself in a basic 30-second introduction with your background, your skill set, your education, achievements that you have done, and your hobbies. Second thing was tell me about your project. So this can answer with whatever project you have made in your third year. So I had made a event management website, so I spoke about that using Stack. Okay, the third question was what is C and C++, and then the next question was difference between C and C++. Okay, so I had mentioned that my programming languages are C, C++, Java and Python. So they only asked me questions on those. I had made my project on Stack, that is me what MongoDB was, what React was, what Express was, and what Node.js was. So suppose you have made your project using Java, you made an Android project, so they'll ask you questions about Android or Java. I'd also done a certification course in Excel, so they asked me what macros in Excel was. Then they asked me the simplest question, I think, that was full form of SQL. We all know that. Then another project related question they asked me was why did you choose Stack? It was managerial round. They just want to check your leadership skills basically. Okay, so if you were in any leadership positions in your school or your college life, then they're probably going to ask you a few questions around that. Okay, so I was like the PR head of my college, so they asked me a few questions related to that. Question was how do you define success? Okay, see, regarding this, that since you have been in a leadership position and someone doesn't work under you, what are you going to do? Next came the HR round. HR round is like the simplest thing, is they want to know about you. First question in HR round was why do you want to join TCS as a fresher? Then she asked me about my hobbies. I used to play sports, I used to play fencing, so I spoke about that. The fixed question is are you okay with night shift and are you okay with relocation? These are two major questions that they asked. You have to say yes for both. The last question is do you have any questions for us? Okay, this is a very important question because they want to see how eager and excited you are to join the company. So make sure you answer, you ask them something, and don't just say no thank you and leave. Just ask something. How is the working environment for women? How is this? What technology should I study? And stuff like that. You can ask very basic questions, that's fine, but ask something. A few tips and tricks that I would like to tell you guys is basically know your resume inside out. Leave nothing behind. Know your skill set. If you know C, C++, Java, Python, whatever language, make sure you know their theory well and you know how to write basic syntax and everything in that. Okay. Always say yes to relocation and night shift, because if you say no, you'll automatically be rejected. So make sure you are saying yes to both night shift and relocation. Okay, so where do you study from? Basically, Humble Coder is once again a lifesaver. I will link his YouTube channel down. He has made an entire playlist for TCS Smart and Ignite hiring interview questions. So that is the way to go. Apart from that, a few websites I will mention is Geek for Geeks and Prepinsta and Glassdoor. So do look through them once, and same for Geeks for Geeks and Prepinsta. Just look through the question once. You should be confident and you should be able to frame your own answer. The interview, you'll have to wait 2 to 3 months for the interview result. You'll either get your offer letter directly or you'll get a document verification mail. So it's either of those two. So be patient, you will definitely get a positive and good result. Okay guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and like if you haven't already, and tell me which video should I make in the future in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.